Imagine a mind free from worry, full of clarity, focus, and purpose, a mind aligned with the highest virtues and truth. C.S. Lewis, a remarkable thinker, theologian, and author of timeless works like the Screwtape Letters and Mere Christianity, often explored what it means to renew the mind. Today, let's uncover his profound insights and the powerful steps he believed could transform our mental and spiritual lives. 1. Understanding the concept of renewing the mind. To begin, we must understand what renewing the mind truly means. For C.S. Lewis, renewing the mind wasn't just about intellectual knowledge or filling our heads with facts. It was about a complete transformation of perspective, values, and purpose. He wrote, "It is not merely obedience that God demands. He demands the very nature of his creatures be changed." In renewing our minds, we're called to not only change our thoughts, but to completely reshape our inner lives to align with divine wisdom. Lewis believed this was essential to living a life of true purpose. 2. Recognizing the obstacles. Lewis knew that we are all up against forces that try to corrupt our thoughts and perspectives. In the Screwtape Letters, Lewis uses a fictional exchange between demons to show how easily our minds can become clouded by doubts, insecurities, and falsehoods. He warned of distractions and temptations designed to pull us away from our true selves. According to Lewis, recognizing these influences is the first step in breaking free. Ask yourself, are my thoughts focused on what is true, noble, and positive, or am I consumed by negative influences? Am I consciously choosing what shapes my thoughts, or am I letting the world do it for me? 3. The power of divine perspective. C.S. Lewis firmly believed in the power of divine perspective, aligning our minds with God's truth and seeing life through the lens of faith. In Mere Christianity, he wrote about how faith offers us a reality check beyond our senses. Faith is the art of holding on to things your reason has once accepted, in spite of your changing moods, he explained. Renewing our mind means focusing on the bigger picture, understanding that we are part of a greater story. This divine perspective helps us endure difficult times, rise above mundane worries, and live with a purpose that's bigger than ourselves. 4. The role of gratitude and humility. Lewis often emphasized the transformative power of gratitude and humility in renewing the mind. He said, "Humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less." When we shift our focus from self-centered thoughts to an attitude of gratitude, we begin to clear out negative beliefs and open our minds to joy, peace, and contentment. Think of gratitude as a way to cleanse the mind and make room for positivity. It reminds us of our blessings and shifts our focus away from what we lack. When we're humble, we're open to learning, we seek wisdom, and we're willing to grow. This combination of gratitude and humility is a foundational step in mental renewal. 5. Practicing thought discipline. One of Lewis's key insights was the importance of thought discipline, the practice of guiding our minds toward positive and meaningful thoughts. He warned against the dangers of letting our thoughts run unchecked, saying, "We are what we believe we are." Consider what you feed your mind daily. Are you reading materials and engaging in conversations that build you up, or do they drag you down? Lewis encouraged us to fill our minds with uplifting ideas, to contemplate the beauty of God's creation, and to engage with things that expand our wisdom and understanding. 6. Reframing suffering and trials. Lewis also taught that renewing the mind involves reframing how we see suffering. He believed that trials can refine our character and bring us closer to God. He famously said, "God whispers to us in our pleasures, speaks in our conscience, but shouts in our pains. It is his megaphone to rouse a deaf world." Pain, hardship, and disappointment are difficult, but Lewis believed they have a purpose. By seeing them as opportunities for growth, We train our minds to look for meaning in suffering and to trust that God has a higher purpose, even in our struggles. 7. Living with intention and purpose. Lewis knew the importance of intention in renewing the mind. In The Weight of Glory, he reminds us that every choice we make, every thought we allow to linger, shapes who we are becoming. Living with purpose means choosing what we allow to shape our minds and aligning our actions with our deepest values. To truly renew our minds, Lewis believed we must commit daily to being intentional in our thoughts and actions. Instead of being passive, let us actively choose to nurture thoughts that inspire, uplift, and bring us closer to the divine purpose we were created for. 8. Seeking God's presence in every thought. Finally, Lewis believed that the ultimate way to renew the mind is by inviting God's presence into every part of our thinking. He suggested that true mental renewal happens when we allow our minds to be aligned with God's wisdom and His love. He wrote, "Look for Christ, and you will find Him, and with Him, everything else." Practicing this presence means we seek to reflect God's light in our thoughts and be guided by His truth. When we let God's love shape our minds, we find a peace and clarity that transforms our entire perspective. Conclusion: renewing the mind, according to C.S. Lewis, is a journey, a daily commitment to seeking truth, practicing gratitude, embracing humility, and letting divine wisdom reshape our thoughts. It's about striving each day to think in ways that honor our values, uplift our spirits, and connect us to a higher purpose. So, as you go forward, remember, renewing your mind is not a one-time task. It's a lifelong process. Take the first step today by being intentional with your thoughts, and watch how your entire life begins to change.